Hello, folks, and welcome to your Monday afternoon, October 11th, WYDOT Weather Briefing. I'm Dave Weather Meteorologist Mark Huer. Well, we've got a lot starting to go on across the state. Moderate to heavy snow currently on into tonight on northern sections of I-90 and I-25 and mountain passes in the north and west. Currently, the heaviest snow staying across the higher elevations, but it will start to transfer down into northern I-25 and I-90 as we get into this evening and especially later tonight. Cold and snow then spreading east and south on Tuesday, especially late, and we'll be looking at more widespread moderate to high impacts Tuesday evening through midday Wednesday from snow and very strong and gusty winds in areas. So here's a upper level forecast map for our current time frame. We have Wyoming right here, jet stream diving out of the Gulf of Alaska down the west coast, then back up across the high plains and Rockies. And what this is doing is spreading some moisture and energy up from the south, some good effluence and initial cold surge across western and northern Wyoming. And that's where the rain and snow is. But as we get into tonight and tomorrow, and this system develops further east, northeast, we'll be looking at increasing winter weather impacts across much of Wyoming. Here is late tomorrow. Low pressure system closed off and over northeastern Colorado. And with the low pressure system, right underneath it, there is always a dry slot, and that's going to be the case across extreme southeastern Wyoming, much of Colorado, and also far western Nebraska come tomorrow on through Wednesday with the low pressure system. Biggest impacts across the northern and western sides of it, and that will be the case here across Wyoming. Tomorrow, winds start to increase, temperatures start to drop, and we'll be looking at those increased areas of moderate to some heavy snow. This was a fast-moving weather system, though, and by midday Wednesday, the intense low pressure system all the way over central South Dakota. And what that's going to be doing is creating a lot of strong and gusty west to northwest winds across the eastern half of the state. And our snowfall will be decreasing quickly and moving off to the east northeast on early Wednesday morning. But we'll still be looking at cold, well below average temperatures and still some travel impacts into early Wednesday. Here currently across the state, we have some light snow up on Togety Pass, on and off periods of some slick and icy conditions across the higher elevations. Here's US 14 through the Bighorns, Granite Pass with more significant winter weather impacts in the Bighorns here so far today. And Powder River Pass was closed for a period due to some heavy snow, multiple slide-offs, and some semi-trailers blocking the roadway. I-90 from the Montana state line all the way south to Buffalo towards Casey, having some snowfall, but none of it's sticking here yet, and that'll be the ongoing case through the rest of today. Then also at times through much of tomorrow, but snow rates of 1 to 2 inches and some strong winds will be able to overcome some warm surface temperatures on our roadways and marginal atmospheric temperatures to create travel impacts across sections of I-90 and I-25 and lower elevation roads in northern, central, and northeastern Wyoming. And we'll talk more about that here now. Here for tonight, this is what we'll be looking across the state. And let's start up north in the Bighorns. It will be the Bighorns then along the northern and even some central sections of I-25 that'll start to be hardest hit after sunset. We'll be looking at 6 to 12 inches of snow in the Bighorns and higher elevations, and as much as possibly 5 to 10 inches on sections of I-25 from about Midwest and especially Casey up to Buffalo, and then northern I-25 also, or northern I-90 that is, also a little bit of I-90 out eastward towards the Gillette area, but it will be this location here, the Bighorns and adjacent foothills and lower elevations, that'll be hardest hit tonight. Elsewhere across northern and northwestern Wyoming, northern Bighorn Basin, the higher elevation roads, Chief Joseph Pass, heading up into the east side of Yellowstone, then also Teton Pass, up through the Wind River Canyon, moderate to heavy snow. Likewise, along the western side of the Bighorn Basin, several inches of snow. Upper Wind River Basin, Crowheart towards Dubois, Lander area in the north side of South Pass, seeing some moderate to heavy snow. Also some blowing snow tonight. Some moderate to high impact, slick and icy roads, slushy roads. Reduced visibility should be expected throughout these areas with worsening conditions after midnight. Far western areas picking up 2 to 5 inches, including Teton Pass, I should say, and mountain areas across the far west. A little bit of some slick and icy conditions, far western sections of I-80 today. I-80, though, today and tonight, not seeing big impacts, but as we get into tonight, from about Rawlins and especially Arlington and Elk Mountain to about Laramie, a little bit of light snow could create some slick and icy conditions on I-80 around Arlington and Elk Mountain, and especially Snowy Range Pass and Battle Mountain Pass, where 2 to 4 inches will be possible. Elsewhere across the light blue shaded area, rain and snow showers switching to all light snow, some breezy to strong winds, trace to 2 inches, going to be a good bet for many of these areas in the light blue shaded area. Some low to moderate impacts. Lower elevation roadways tonight going to have a hard time icing over, but we could be looking at some slushy to slick conditions. Then we've got this pocket of some very strong winds and a few snow showers. Overnight tonight, north to northeast winds 15 to 30, gusts to 40 to 50, including the I-80 corridor from about Rawlins out towards Rock Springs. Elsewhere across the state, breezy to strong winds and looking mostly dry. Tuesday, even more going on across the state. And let's first hit the dark blue shaded areas. It will be the I-90 corridor from Montana State Line to Buffalo out towards Gillette, and then also northern I-25 from Buffalo to Casey to Midwest down towards Casper. Through the morning hours, they'll be looking at some moderate to heavy snow. That'll be true also on westward out towards Shoshone, the Wind River area of Riverton and Lander, up into the west side of the Bighorn Mountains. 4 to 8 inches of new snow, mainly in the AM hours, along with some blowing snow, and especially Buffalo South. Moderate to high impacts should be expected. And as we get into late tomorrow, then the impact's going to start to develop from about Gillette on eastward through the north side of the hills. Likewise, from Casper on eastward out towards Douglas and Lusk, picking up moderate to heavy snow as we get into late Tuesday. 4 to 8 inches also possible for those areas late tomorrow into early Wednesday with blowing, drifting snow, moderate to high impacts from reduced visibility, slushy to slick roadways, and the blowing snow. With the storm system, wind direction is everything. North to northwest wind or north to northeast winds going to be creating good upslope on the north side of the Bighorns, the north side of the Black Hills, the eastern side of the Bighorns, and the north side of the Laramie Range. While the south side of the Bighorns, downslope conditions going to be making for very minimal snow accumulations, but very strong and gusty winds. Likewise, the Laramie Range on eastward, the I-25 corridor from about Glendo to Wheatland, especially southward, a whole lot of wind late tomorrow and early Wednesday, but minimal snowfall. And far southeastern Wyoming very well may end up being mostly dry. On the summit, though, from about Buford through the Laramie Valley out over towards Elk Mountain and Arlington, almost Walcott Junction, different story, moderate to heavy snow, 4 to 9 inches, especially late Tuesday through early Wednesday. Very strong and gusty winds early Wednesday morning through the midday hours, making for blowing, drifting snow and possibly some periods of blizzard conditions during the snowfall event across Arlington and Elk Mountain up towards about Buford on the summit. Winds as we get into late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning out of the west-northwest, 25 to 35 with some gusts, 45 to 65. And it will be a northwest wind, then a west wind here in southeastern Wyoming, and that is a downslope wind and a snow killer for far southeastern Wyoming. Further west, strong and gusty winds in this yellow dashed area during the daytime hours, 15 to 30, gusts of 35 to 50, some light snow showers, some blowing snow. Could see some slushy to slick conditions early and late in the day, but not much during the daytime hours. Then far western and northwestern Wyoming for your Tuesday. Little light snow and snow shower activity, 1 to 3 inches higher elevations. Central Bighorn Basin, again, due to downslope conditions, not picking up much snow, maybe a trace to 1 inch. And it will be the dark blue shaded areas, then also the high wind locations having the biggest impacts on Tuesday through early Wednesday. Thanks for watching today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.